Okay, good evening, everybody. It's a Friday evening, so everybody is almost done with their weekday work, and so if these weekends are different from our usual weekends where we used to travel, so now we have to either um, dream about our future travel, make plans for that, or uh, go back and give throwbacks about our um, past travels and stuff. So today we are going to talk about Meghalaya, and especially what Bangalore Adventure School can offer you in Meghalaya and everything. So we have few panelists here. Before introducing the panelist, I would like to show a small video clip, which is a question. You might have a lot of questions about that, and the answer will be shown later. So first, please watch this video. Alright, so that was the video. Let me quickly check whether we are live. Yeah, I think we are live. Right, everything is good. Okay. So some of you might be thinking, what was that in that video? So please wait for it to for the answer. So now we will introduce the panelists. So we have JK and Yogita Bali. We have Pankaja and we have Sonia. So I will allow them to introduce themselves. JK and Yogita.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Jay Kumar.
I'm Yogita.
Basically, we are ex-bankers. The last few years, we started our own financial consultancy, and we are a couple who travel a lot. We can call ourselves adventure couples. And today we are with BASCOOL with BOCOL for a small live program about Meghalaya. Thank you.
Thank you, JK. Pankaja.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Pankaja Acharya. I have served in the corporate office for almost 23 years. And last 4 years, I've been on a sabbatical. So during the sabbatical, I pursued my passion, that is traveling. And one of the interesting travel I was privileged enough to take was a solo trip to Meghalaya. I'm here to share my experiences. Thank you, Google, for this opportunity.
Thanks, Pankaja. Sonia, would you like to go ahead?
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sonia. I'm a dental surgeon and I'm also a professional dancer. But I call myself nature's child because I love nature, I love trekking. And my favorite was in Coorg, the Tadiyanamol trip, the trek. And I got acquainted with Bangalore Adventure School through a friend. And I went to the Raya Kotai mountain trek with Bangalore Adventure School, and I felt so accomplished at the end of it. So it's great being with all of you and joining this session. So I'm really looking forward to learn about Meghalaya because I've never been there and I would love to go.
Nice. Thank you, Sonia. Okay, so today, how we'll be talking about Meghalaya, it will be split into few uh, maybe chapters or anything. There are many things that uh, we might want to know about Meghalaya. One is how to reach there, and once you reach there, what all things to see, what about food, what about stay. There's a lot of questions, so we will make them into different compartments and attack one at a time. All right. So first thing is Meghalaya. All right. So why is Meghalaya so much on top of everybody's bucket list? There is a lot of reasons. You guys want to say any of those?
Probably we have seen that double decker route bridge for ages in social medias.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Double decker route bridge. Everybody knows about it. And there is one more thing probably everybody knows. It's the transparent, very clear uh, river.
Daki
Doki,
River.
Doki
Doki
River.
River,
Yes, yes, yeah. So folks know it as Doki River. Doki is actually a village there. The name of the river is Umgot.
Umang.
Umgot, yeah. All right.
God.
So there are many reasons why we like Meghalaya. Some of them is like its pristine nature. There is not
True.
many, not too much industrialization there. So we have the preserved nature. It's greenery everywhere, right? And other thing is it's sandstone. The rocks are made mainly sandstone. That sandstone coupled with heavy rain, like so in Meghalaya we have the place called Chirapunji and now Mosindram. This place has the maximum rain in a square area uh, in the world. They hold the record of maximum rain in the world, Chirapunji and maximum. So the sandstone and the rain, the lot of water, when combined, they get amazing sculptures in the rock. Sandstone gets carved very easily, so we get amazing sculptures. Not only that, um, there is a lot of limestone deposit in that area. So sandstone, limestone, and water. So this limestone and water, when they get mixed together, it becomes acidic, and because of that, they can easily corrode the rocks. And so we get a lot of canyons, we get a lot of caves, we get nice
Yes.
cave formations like stalactite, stalagmite, all these amazing formations. It's a perfect mixture. All right. So I will tell a little bit more geology after a while. So because of this, you get amazing natural beauty in Meghalaya, and on top of that, it's all covered with greenery as well. And when we compare to other places, when foreigners come to India, one of the concern is cleanliness. But Meghalaya is super clean. Every house has bathroom, water facility. Um, they're all, and there are so many other things like majority of the people speak English, so it's easier to communicate. Even though the local language is Kasi, it's easier to communicate because many of them know English and speak English. Okay. So still there are a lot of other reasons. First thing is how to reach Meghalaya. Shillong is the capital. Shillong is the highest point in Meghalaya, and so the easiest. Shillong has an airport, but there are no frequent flights flying to Shillong. So the best bet is to fly to Guwahati in Assam, and from Guwahati it's around 3 hours on road to Shillong. So that's pretty much what everybody uses. You can either fly into Guwahati, or there are trains. Trains usually take around 55 hours if you are from Bangalore. So we all prefer to fly to Guwahati and then go. Okay. So this is how you can reach Shillong. And so let's talk about some of the places we have already mentioned. One is double decker road bridge. Alright, so before that, Bangalore Adventure School, we offer three kind of trips as of now. One is the sightseeing leisure trip, where we go there and then cover all the important places that everybody knows about. And the second one is canyons and caves trip. This is a little bit more technical, where you have to use ropes and you need to know how to rappel and climb and all those technical things. So you should have taken the course from BASCOOL. Then you can come for that. And then we go for explorations. In explorations, we actually train the local tribals in that area in rappelling, rope work, and guiding, and all. And so in that we stay there, we teach them, and then we go and explore and try to find new waterfalls, new caves, and all those things. So, but today we are going to talk about more of the leisure or a sightseeing kind of trip. So in this we will cover most of the things like Docky, Nongriat, double decker, all those things. Okay. Um, yeah.
Got
So
it, Gokul.
okay, cool. So one thing is, mm, so Meghalaya is actually a little bit at a height, and then at the end it drops down a little bit, and the flat ground starts. Flat ground is all Bangladesh. So when Meghalaya gets a huge amount of rain, Bangladesh gets flooded.
Got it.
Okay, so pretty much everywhere in Meghalaya you can see Bangladesh, and there is nobody living there. It's kind of um, vacant land because most of the time it's flooded in that area. Okay, but at the same time the terrain is like my palm. So Shillong is right here. You reach Shillong, and if you want to visit one place like Doki, you drive there, and then probably you stay there or come back to Shillong and stay here. And if you want to visit a double decker, you have to go through another finger and reach there. There is the road connection between these two fingers is kind of very awkward, weird. Uh, you have to gain a lot, lose a lot of elevation, go down, and then come up. There is no much roads there, so it's also very difficult to cover almost all the places in one trip. Then you need a lot of the trip will be like many days, maybe 10 days or so, because because you have to travel here, stay there, and come back, and um, so because of that you have to plan it really well. You have to stay there. Okay, sorry, somebody interrupted here. Because of that I lost my flow, right? So huh. So on the left side we would say that's where the village Doki is, and the river Umngot is there, and there is a place called Snomdeng. Usually that's where we go and stay. So there you can camp very next to the river itself. Sometimes if you are going in rainy season, you may not be allowed to stay camp near the river. You have to camp on high grounds, right? It gets flooded. um, you go stay there, come back, and then travel. So the travel is actually, you need to plan, you need a vehicle, or there are local taxis available at a fixed time that will be cheaper, but you might, if you are going as a group and all, you'll have to rent a vehicle, so that will be the major expense. Okay, so stay, pretty much most of the tourist spots has stay options. Some of them has camping options, some of them has what do you call, homestay options as well. Okay, one second, JK, do you want to talk about your what you really liked in that trip?
Uh, the one thing I remember is the Doki River, Gokul, where hi everyone. The first day we were about to stay near the river bed, Umgat River, and the local people has advised us not to stay in the river bed because they got information from a department that it might flood that night. So with the great, we were not, we were so keen on staying in the river bed, but since the authorities has given us a red signal, so we stayed at a level one, little higher level from the river bed, and we all slept in our in the camp. So in the middle of night, somewhere I can remember around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. there were a lot of commotion and noise, and I just came out of the just saw that everyone was running here and there. Then I realized the entire Umgat river is flooded, and had we stayed there in the river bed, we might have been washed away. So my advice is, whoever is visiting Northeast, if there is any instructions from the local people, please follow that, because they stay in that area, they are residents of that area, they know very well what will happen at what time. So thanks to Gokul, because I was actually the the spoiled person that I don't want to go out of that riverbed. And somehow Gokul convinced me to go to the next level. So we were not washed away that night. So that was kind of a, I will not say scary situation, but that will teach us how to give respect to the localites, whatever they say.
Okay.
That's my experience, Gokul.
Yeah, thanks, JK. Yeah, it's a very important one. So we all wanted to camp in the riverbed near to the water, but that day it was raining, and the rain need not be where you are staying. Rain might be on top of the hill, but this rain will come and join the river, and then it's going to flood the riverbed. So you have to follow the instructions by the localists. They know very well. Okay. Um, so
Gokul, you remember the boats? The boats were being washed away on that
haha,
night.
yes, yes, yeah. So, um, actually, the previous year when we went for giving training in that area, there was a drowning instance. One of the guide drowned. So he was taking clients in the boat, and the boat collapsed because the water level suddenly increased. He somehow saved all the clients, but we lost that guide, and so the locals were actually searching for the body for 3 4 days, and body was found in Bangladesh after 3 4 days. So places are beautiful. There are a lot of places to visit, enjoy, but safety should be the main concern always. Okay. I will talk about the important places that we usually go in our sightseeing trip, right? So as I said, there is one leg here, and that's when we reach the Dauki. And again, it has subdivision, sub roads as well. If you take the leftmost one, you can go through the Krangshuri waterfalls. If you take a different road, you might miss the Krangshuri falls, but you will be able to go to Rivoi route bridge. That's one route bridge, and very next to that there is a village known as uh, commonly known as the cleanest village in Asia. All right, so we usually skip that part. Okay, it's called Mauling now. We usually skip that part because we prefer to take the Krangshuri walls. There will be very less people there. The falls is really beautiful. That's what we take. Um, but we don't mind going that. If we have enough days, then we will go to Rivoi as well. But your aim is normally you first day you reach Guwahati and then travel to Shillong and stay there, and the next day from Shillong you go down one branch and then stay there and see those places. Next day your vehicle starts and go to the next branch and see whatever is there in that I call finger, not branch. Okay. So Doki, and then there is the Nongriat and Chirapunji and Sora, everything is in that. And then comes the other things like Molimbana and everything. Okay. Um, so, so that's about the first leg or first finger that you can see those things. And then second thing, that's where there is Sora, and we usually go and stop at a place, and then there is 3,000 steps. We stop at a village called Tirna, and there is 3,000 steps that you have to hike down. It's almost 3 kilometers, and you reach a village called Nongriat. This village is totally disconnected. There is no road, no vehicle can reach there. The only way to reach there is by foot, and it's surrounded by all hills everywhere, and you are in the valley. And next to that village is the famous double decker route bridge. Yo. Okay. And from
The face
that,
of Meghalaya.
yes. And from there, from Nongriat village, there is homestay there. There are few homestays there. You can call them and pre-book and stay there. And then from that Nongriat village, you can hike another 3 kilometers and reach the most beautiful waterfalls called Rainbow Falls.
Rainbow.
Okay, it has very nice colors like bluish, turquoise. I will show that video after a while. Okay, maybe I will show now itself. So first I will show the Doki. And after that I'll show the answer to you guys. So this is the Dauki River or Umgod River. So this is the answer for the question I had shown earlier. Okay. So actually, those who are in the panel, they won't be able to see the video I am showing, right? Because I'm not sharing
Yeah, I
it.
know, we know.
Yeah. So
We are trying to see that from another mobile, Gokul. Don't worry.
okay, okay, that's good, that's good. Yeah, so last time I tried to share with the meeting participants as well, but then my system got hung up and everything was like in trouble. Alright, so those are the videos from Doki and Rainbow Falls. Later I can show some of the root bridges as well. Okay, so this is how we usually plan. We first day stay at Shillong, then second day we stay at Snowdang near to the river. We camp there in tents, and third day we go to Nongriat and we stay there deep down in the valley. And next day morning we will trek to the Rainbow Falls, and then we hike up and come back to Tirna. And so the Tirna is very close to Sora. It is actually in Sora. Sora is the district. Um, so in Sora we have Nokalikai waterfalls. So that is known as the tallest plunge falls, right? That's one iconic photo as well. You can see that only from a far distance. Only then you can actually see the magnanimous
Beauty.
beauty of that waterfall. If you go closer, you will see only a little bit of that. You cannot see the big. You won't get a big picture. But definitely, yes, there are treks that take you to the top of the Nokalikai Falls. Uh, this Nokalikai Falls continues down and then again falls as Rainbow Falls. So there is trail that can take you to the bottom of Nokalikai Falls as well. There are trails. Alright. So also near to Sora there is a cave called Mausmai Cave. This is pretty much visited by everybody. It's almost cave with very nice formations inside. It's a touristy cave because it's very easily accessible. You can park your vehicle right next to it, take a ticket, and then go inside. But the formations are awesome. So Pankaja, would you like to talk about the caves formations? You remember?
Yes, I do remember. And in fact, when you were talking about the waterfalls, also, I think I was just transported to Meghalaya for that moment. So, one moment I would like to take to just share my experience. I had gone there during rainy season, and I had just connected with one boy. He said, I'll take you to that falls. You'll see it from the top. And I had been there during the rainy season. So he said, ma'am, it will be your good luck if you'll be able to see, because generally in rainy season it is cloudy, and so you won't be able to see the waterfalls. I said, come on, let's go and see the waterfalls. And as he said, because it was rainy season, it was completely covered with clouds. He said, ma'am, it's covered with clouds. I said, let's wait. We'll wait for 10 minutes. If it's my luck, it will open up. And Gokul, I think just closing my eyes, I can still remember the view. The clouds parted, in the olden times, the theater, how the curtains raised. Just similarly, the clouds parted in two areas. They just went right and left, and right in the center, I could see the waterfalls.
Wow.
Amazing. And
Wow.
then right at the bottom, I could see the rainbow.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And where he took me to the when we went to the caves, it was initially I was very hesitant because everything was wet, and I said, "Kya andar pani rahega?" I asked him, "Will there be water?" He said, "Yes, you're coming rainy season, so there will be water everywhere." And it will be musty smelling. I think I visualized everything dirty, dirty only. But then I went once again. After I came out, I went once again. That was the experience I had. The formations were amazing, beautiful formations, and some of them were so low hanging I could touch. Some places I had to literally crawl, water everywhere, but no words to describe that cave. 10 rupees was the entrance fees, I still remember. But I just, when I came out, I said people should, they should charge 200 rupees, 300 rupees per person to go inside. Just for us also Indians. It was worth it.
Okay. Nice. Thanks, Pankaj, for
Very
sharing
true,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah. So I think depending upon the season, you get to experience like that. You reach Nokalika and you feel like it's bad luck. You cannot see the waterfall because of the clouds, and then sometimes you are lucky. You wait there, and then clouds move away. You can
The
see the
clouds
clouds move.
part.
Yes, yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. So I will show some photos. Um, Photos about some of the food first. Right, so food wise, you have different options there. If you are in Shillong, you pretty much get nice options. But as you go to the remote parts, it will be very hard to get food options. Okay, so this is in Shillong itself. That's Praveen there. In Shillong, you get pretty much everything: chicken, dump steaks, and all stuff. So this is soup. You get pretty much everywhere soup and momo. Momo is kind of available everywhere, but some places there is timing. It's available only in the evening, between 4 and 6 or something like that. They have timings. Right. This is again in Shillong. There was a Rajasthani sweet place, so we went in and had some. I don't know the name, something yogurt, malai or something. This is some noodle soup with some meat. So this is usually what the localites eat: rice and some sabji and probably egg, boiled egg or something. This is local chai shop, local tea shops available there. So usually tourists don't go there, locals go there. We when we go, we like to be like the locals, and we want to understand. We have a lot of friends there, so we go into the local tea shops. All right. Um, so in 10 minutes, the Zoom will get cut. So all the panelists will join back. Those who are watching in live, please stay put. The streaming will continue, will keep on going, and we will join back and then continue. Right. So those are the different food options there. Um, but the food is kind of different from the rest of the country. But pretty much wherever you go, in the morning you can get puri,
Puri.
and so if you're going to Meghalaya, you should be ready to eat a lot of puri. So that's what available for breakfast everywhere, and it's pretty safe. You don't know, you need not worry about other things. Apart from that, there is all kind of meat available, and anything that is meat, it starts with the name starts with do. Like dos dosiar is chicken, dos niang is pork, do kha is fish, and all these things are available. Okay, I don't remember what do they call for veg. totally forgot. There are some words that you can learn. One is kublai. That's how they say thank you in Kasi language, kublai. So for everything it's kublai. If you go see the vehicles, trucks and all, behind the trucks it will be written kublai. And that's one important word that you need to know. Thank you. All right. So
Gokul,
yes, yes, Pankaj.
on that food point, just wanted to add,
Yes.
I'm a pure veg. So one of the always something which terrorizes me is the food issue. Whether I'm going to get vegetarian food or will I get mixed? But I think I had this pleasant experience in Meghalaya and Shillong. Their basic staple food, if they are eating vegetarian, is just plain dal, rice, and some plain sabzi. It could be as good as potato ka sabzi. I got this first meal in Nongrial, where I had gone to visit. The first place I visited was a double decker bridge. So they gave me that food, and it was awesome, delicious, simple, and very tasty. So then, if I could get this vegetarian food in that staple remote valley, then I was rest assured I can survive anywhere in Meghalaya.
Very true,
So
very true.
vegetarians, please be assured you have plenty of choices, fruits, juices, rice, plain rice, dal, bath, and I think in uptown cities like Shillong, you actually have a South Indian dedicated restaurant. I'd been there. I got to eat dosa there. Of course, I didn't wanted to eat. I prefer, as you said, relishing the local delicacies. But I just wanted to see how in Northeast they make dosa.
Nice. Yeah. So speaking of food, yes, yeah, definitely you can get a lot of veg options. That will be the base everywhere: rice and dal and some sabji. Um, so I've been to Meghalaya like 7 times. I think initial 5 times I never ate non-veg. I was very uh, what do you call? I wasn't sure whether, because usually it's very cold there and not many shops carry refrigerator. So the meat, everything is kept in the glass pane box, like what we see in bakeries in Bangalore. That's how meat is kept. And I was like, if meat is kept, doesn't have to be refrigerated. I'm not gonna eat that. So first 3 4 trips, I never ate meat. But then now I know, okay, which shop to go and what to get and what items to get and all. So basically, it's almost like pickled kind of thing. Whatever meat they make, it's always immersed in a lot of oil, and then when they serve you, they remove this oil and then serve the meat to you. So it's really yummy. So you all should try, those who are non-vegetarians. Vegetarians, you have a lot of options as well. Um, yeah. Okay. Uh, Anything particular, Sonia? So you always want to. You've been planning to go to Meghalaya with your friends and stuff. So you have any particular question that we can answer? You may want to unmute. Sonia, you are on mute.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love solo traveling, but the main concern is always safety. And even if I go with my friends or relatives. So I've heard there's some sort of tension of the Garo militants over there, or maybe the tribals who have some sort of tension going on there against people who come as tourists. So if we get into a situation like that inadvertently, how could we navigate it? How could we probably, communicate and get ourselves out of it to
Yeah.
enjoy the trip?
Sure, sure. So that's a very good question. So first, I will let Pankaja, if she has any points, she can say, and after that, I will add my points.
I traveled, thank you, Gokul. I traveled solo, Sonia. I think it's very safe. The people are very friendly, and if you're traveling alone and if you approach them for help, they will guide you. They actually go out of their way to help us. And I traveled primarily to Cherrapunji district and Shillong, those areas. And it is a completely tourist area. People are very friendly. Safety is definitely not a concern at all.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks, Pankaja. So few years ago, I hear what Sonia's concerned about the militancy and all. Few years ago, when I say few years ago, almost like 3, 4, 5 years ago, the um, western side of Meghalaya had some insurgency militancy problem. That is where the Garo Hills is. But nowadays, it's even safe in Garo Hills as well. Um, but all of these tourist places, they are mostly in Khasi Hills. That's almost the central part of Meghalaya. Okay. So even if you are going there, you should always have a local guide with you. So even when we are arranging trips from Bangalore, we always hire somebody local as well. We have a few partners there. We hire them and then we go. It's not just about the safety concern. It's the law there. This is to make sure that the locals make some income as well. All right.
Yes.
And
Right.
so if at all there is any tension or anything happening, they will get to know because they know the locals. They talk to they know whoever is living there and they talk to them and they get to know. And it's always good to take their local guides advice. Okay. So it will be trouble if you don't have a local guide, and local guide is required in pretty much all the places. Okay, so that's one thing. So when we go from here, there will be one representative of Bangalore Adventure School with us, who is a graduate of BASCOOL and who is well trained in that. And then when we go there, we will have a local guide to show us in Meghalaya. Usually we hire that person from Shillong itself. And in some villages, there is one more rule, like you have to hire somebody from that village to
A
show the
local.
yeah, sure. So when we go to Mawsynram, usually the initial trips and all, we used to have only like 3 participants or 4 participants. Last year we had total 16 participants. That's a different story. So in 2018 May, when we went in, we had 3 participants, and then I was the representative from BASCOOL. So we had one guide. Then we had one guide from Shillong. Then we had one guide from Molimbana village. So for 3 people, we had 3 guides. So, but still, it's okay. They don't rip you off. It's all what do you call um, decent wage for them. They won't charge you too much. So something that we can help them to support them as well. All right. So yeah. So did I answer you about the safety concerns?
Yes.
All right.
I
And
feel slightly better about it.
yeah, yeah. So, in fact, the Tura is the main city um, in the Garo Hills side. Our Honorable Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, R means Meghalaya's, he's from Tura. He has been representing, his family has been representing that. So now it's all, even Garo Hill side is all pretty much safe and everything. And even the Chief Minister is very supportive, helpful. Yeah, so he tries to promote and everything. So open-minded. All right. Anything else? Any other question? Okay, everybody's back. So I will show some more photos. Maybe some of the stay options. So this is one of the dormitory that's available in Shillong. It's called Travelers Bed and Breakfast. The owner is a very nice person, a friendly Eric, and his brother Andrew. So this is a very nice place, economical and safe place. The owner is friendly, services are good. So it used to cost around only 350 per person per bed per night, like that. And it's right at Police Bazaar. No, sorry, Polo Bazaar. That's pretty much close to Police Bazaar and everything. Everything is nearby. So this is a campsite, tent camping in Maulimbana village. This is inside a forest. You get the raw feeling while camping. All right, it's covered with trees and everything. From here, you can actually see um, Bangladesh if the sky is clear. If you get good visibility, you can see Bangladesh. So I've heard stories like some folks from somewhere in UP, they were actually worried about staying here. Like we as adventurers, we like staying in such places inside the forest and everything. So there may be some folks who may not be liking to stay in tents inside the forest. For them, they have guest houses as well. You can stay in room. That's the view from the tent.
I always prefer to be in the tents, Gokul.
Yes, yeah,
No
we
Yes,
more.
all awesome.
close to nature.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a huge campfire. Oh, there is JK in the photo. So this is a homestay in Nongriat. This is called Serene's Homestay. Uh, the owner is a nice fellow. They serve good breakfast and good food. Okay, so I wanted to share one thing. That is how Himalayas was formed. Right, as we know, during some 200 million years ago, uh, all India and everything was together as one continent below south, below the equator, and then they got split up, and the Indian plate started moving towards north, and it came and hit the Mongolian or the Eurasian plate, and because of the hit, it got um, folded, and that's how Himalayas were formed. So it took around 200 million years for the Indian plate to travel and reach there. And during that 200 million years, the northeast side of India takes a dip in the ocean and then comes out. When I say takes a dip, it's not like 5-second dip. It's almost 2 million years of dip. At that time, there were a lot of sea organisms that lived there, and when it came out, it got covered with sand again, and these things became fossil. Because of that, in northeastern area in Meghalaya and all, we can see a lot of crustacean fossils. Crustaceans are sea organisms, small sea organisms with shell and all. So there are a lot of trails there where you can hike up and then see these fossils. Even if you go to certain caves, uh, because of the erosion, some parts have become visible, and the fossils are visible. So I will show a short video, 1.5 minute video about the movement of the tectonic plates. Okay. So those who are again in the panel, you will have to watch it later in the live video. All right. So basically, India was traveling. The Indian plate was traveling north, and then took a dip and then came out. Because of that, it's not hard. What do you call granite kind of rock? It's more of sandstone because of sedimentary rocks coming and getting sedimented there. Okay. So yeah, if you guys come with us, we can take you to the fossil site canyon, and then you can see amazing fossils there. Right. So one thing, the fossils are not like dinosaur fossils. These are crustacean fossils. Right. So usually when we hear fossils, that's what comes into mind. But setting the expectations right there. Right. So any other queries?
Gokul, you haven't touched on the fun part of the Meghalaya trip, jumping in the river
Oh
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
doing canyoning.
yeah. Thanks for reminding me that. So usually, so what do you call? Um, we we call some trips as checklist trips. So folks have a checklist. They just try to go there. But when we go differently. We want to be like stay there, understand that, and experience, get the maximum we can get. So we go to places that others may not know about. One such place is Mausindram. Mausindram itself needs a separate trip to see all the things there. So the Meghalaya trip is usually 6 days. Then after that we do the canyons and caves trip. For that we go to Molimbana and stay there for 6 days. Yes, JK, you wanted to say something?
No, I said that's my favorite.
Yes, you want to talk about why is it favorite?
Uh, just jumping in the river is always it's fascinating, right? From 10 feet, 12 feet. I think we jumped from 20 feet, right?
Yes, yes, yeah,
The longest one was 20 feet.
yeah, yeah. So there is a fun canyon there in Molimbana. So fun canyon means you don't need any rope. Anybody can go and have fun. So you travel through a canyon. All right. So those who don't know what's a canyon, it's actually when a river flows through an area, it cuts that surface of the rock, and there will be a gap between. That's a canyon. So in canyoning, we travel through that canyon. We walk through it. If there is a waterfall, we tie rope and go down. If there is a pool, we swim. If there is slide, we slide. So fun canyon means you don't need to know about the ropes. You just have fun. You play in the canyon. You slide, there will be slide, and you splash into the pool, and then you jump into the pool, you swim, and then again you walk a little bit in water, again jump, slide, swim, jump, slide, swim. It's awesome. So there is a very nice canyon there. It is not technical. Pretty much anybody can enjoy that. If you want to challenge yourself for jumping, jumping is always optional, but if you want to jump, yeah, there is a lot of jumps. It's more fun. Uh, and pretty much everybody in our team actually jumped from the 20 feet as well, right? So everybody pushed their
Yes,
limits.
yes.
It's really fun. They do give Crocs as footwear, so you don't need to worry about your shoes getting wet and stuff. They also wearing is life jacket is mandatory. It's all included. They
Yes.
give everything, and so you spend almost 1 hour in that water just having fun playing in the canyon. That's the best feeling there. All right, and it's our little secret. Not everybody knows that, right? So
That's a good thing.
yeah, yeah, and they have a very nice guest house, and they serve awesome food as well in Molinbana. It's the best place. And so we actually one night before going to the tent, we actually lied down on the parking lot itself, and the sky, the best sky I have ever seen. Vicky was lying with us, and it was not even a meteor shower time, and we counted around 33 meteors from there. All right. So absolutely, there is no light pollution nearby. There is no industries nearby, and one side is Bangladesh, and there is no people living in that area because it gets flooded. It's right because of that. That place you get the best sky. You just lie down on the parking lot. Make sure that there are no vehicles coming and running over you. Right. If you're sure, then you can lie down there and you get the best sky, and you can watch the meteors. That's awesome. Yeah. Anything else?
And Gokul, the split rock.
Yep, yep. So this is all about Molimbana. Molimbana has a lot of things to offer. When we go there, there is technical places like caves and canyons. there is a place called Split Rock. It's actually a gap between two rocks. You can either rappel down into that, or you can even walk down into that. I might be able to show you guys some photos and videos. Split Rock, and there is a natural spring as well. Very fresh water coming out of the rock. This is in all in Molybdenum. So another thing, a few thing is about culture. Um, Meghalaya is 95% Christian population. So if you go on Sunday evening, especially in Shillong and all, every family will be very well dressed and going to the church. That view itself is amazing. It's a really awesome feeling that very well dressed. So and Sunday there won't be any business. It's a real holiday for everybody, and every day
Uh-huh.
evening, yes, yeah, it's for the mass, and it's like the girls are pretty, and they are well dressed in the evening, and you cannot take your eyes off. All right. So so Molimbana is one exception in that. It's mainly Kasi village. They haven't converted yet. So they have their own culture as well. If you go in the right time, you can see their cultural dances and everything. So I will show some short clip of their cultural dance. That's local Kasi. This is the cultural full book. So next video is about so we went to the canyon, a non-technical canyon. Everybody is wearing life jacket and all. So you will be spending almost 1 hour in water. So just to cheer up, we did some song or cheering up song.
What does the fox say? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Okay, so that's the song. What does the fox say? Ting 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 ting. All right. So, any other question? Mainly from Sonia. Since you haven't been to Meghalaya before, you are planning. You and your friends are planning. Unmute, please.
Yes. I wanted to know what language can we communicate there with the locals with?
So, English is the preferred one, but if you go to remote villages, they may not know English. So you should always have a guide who can speak English and Kasi. So English is pretty much okay. If you are in Shillong, no problem at all. English is okay, and most of the important tourist places, English is okay. But if you are going to offbeat places, but then in that case, you will have to communicate through your local guide.
Right. And another thing I wanted to know was if we want to independently travel in Meghalaya, can we rent scooties there? Or do we have to go by their taxis? Because I think they don't have Ola services, so we need to
Huh,
go
yeah.
there.
So in Shillong, you can actually from Shillong you can actually rent motorcycles, bicycles, everything, and for multiple days you have to rent from Guwahati itself. So I have a friend Vijay. He rented motorcycles from Guwahati, and he traveled almost all over northeast. Okay, so yeah, but again in Shillong, taxi is the best. Everything is nearby, and the taxis they don't charge anything. You can even hire one taxi person for the entire day if you want to go sightseeing within Shillong itself. Um, but if you have to go far, then you'll have to rent. The rent will be more because that person will have to stay there as well or come back. And all. They have fixed rates for that. Anything else?
All right. And do they have whitewater rafting there?
So rafting is there, um, but not for tourists. There are expeditions. Folks from Europe and USA they come and then do expeditions. There is, in fact, actually, there's a lot of rivers, lot of waterfalls and stuff. Uh, One of my friend, his name is Zorba. He owns a hotel in Shillong. He's also a packrafter. He and his friends had released a book about rivers of Meghalaya. That's a very good recommended book. It has amazing pictures, explanation about all the rivers. They did rafting, and then that's how they mapped all the. They survived all the rivers and waterfalls. Um, but the recommendation from the experts is like it's not like the rest of the well. It's not like Ganga, or it's not like Manali for rafting, because it's not a gradual fall. There will be flow and there will be sudden fall, and then again flow, sudden fall. So it's not good for recreational rafting or kayaking. It's good only for really advanced folks.
Advanced.
Yes, yeah, too much risk. That's a very good question. Anything else, Pankaja? So next time when you go, what do you want to do? You have any question?
I have one thing. I went during the rainy season,
Mm-hmm.
but my one thing on the bucket list is to travel with you,
With BASCOOL.
because you will really go to the remote places, and I think it is really an exploration with you, Gokul. I'm looking forward to travel with you. And yes, I if you could let me know more about the season when you travel, that would be really helpful, because I went in August and it was rain. Rain has its own beauty, but then without rain is something which I would definitely like to explore. And is winters better or summers better over there?
Ha, sure. That's a very good question. Thanks for asking and reminding me that. What's the best season to visit Meghalaya? Okay. So when it rains, it pours. You, the only option you have is sit at home, drink chai, and so drinking chai is a very important cultural thing in Meghalaya. Every business deal, everything happens over chai. Everything. If you want to meet somebody, you go and have chai, chai, and so chai. There is what we call black tea. It's red tea. That's what they keep on sipping every time. They call it red tea, like um, uh, tea without milk. Okay. So the season, there are usually during rainy seasons nothing much happens. It's really nice to see and everything, but it's usually for maybe what do you call romantic trips, like it's nice, rainy, cold
Honeymoons.
honeymoon. Yes, yeah. Thanks for filling that. So it's nice, cold. You stay inside the room and enjoy the weather. You cannot really go out. You just have to enjoy the company of whoever is with you. That's it. But if you want to go out and explore, there are two times. One is in winter. That is December, January, February, before the rain starts. Rain usually starts end of April. So May, June, July, August, some of the September, it's all raining. So either you go before that or after that. And then now the question is, before that or after that, which one? So December, it's winter. It's going to be very cold. Cold in the sense in Shillong it will be very cold because Shillong is the topmost point. Shillong it will be like chilling cold. You need at least 2-3 layers of clothes to be in Shillong. Even for sleeping inside, you will need 2-3 layers and probably a heater as well. But if you go towards the south, uh, either Doki or Nongriet, Sora, Molembana and all, you will not need winter clothes. It will be a little bit warmer, um, like that. Okay, so if we are going for explorations, we usually go in January, February, because water would have flowed away to Bangladesh. So when we go to risky places like into caves and all, we really don't want any water or any chance of flooding. So we want to go in when it is really, really dry. But if you want to go to the touristy places and then see the different things and enjoy it, you can go in October, end of September, October, November, and all. It's all good. Season is coming up. There won't be much crowd in October, so it's really good to go in October. Um, by February and all, it will be really dried up, pretty much everything. Okay. Anything else? So it's been 1 hour, so I think I will show some more of our videos and then we will wrap it out. Okay, so that's all the videos. So I'm hoping everybody got some enough information about Meghalaya. So many of the places you really don't have to go with any big groups that charge a lot. You can actually contact somebody in Meghalaya, hire somebody local, and then go. That will be the best and economical option. And that way uh, they can give you the different options available for you. It's not stencil made by those who are outside. So you have the options, you can pick and choose. Okay. Yes, JK, you had some question.
Gokul, we are discussing about Meghalaya, and it's pouring heavily in Koramala in our area now. It's raining.
Okay, just the name of Meghalaya is enough to get you rains. And
Yes.
any other question? Did I miss anything? Pankaja, would you like to add something?
I think I'm good to go. Looking
Okay.
forward to your dates for this year. Hopefully, if everything works out well.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
hope for the
yes.
best. Yeah, let's hope for the best. So, thanks everybody for the panelists for joining and being with us. JK,
Thank you for
Yogita,
having me.
Sonia, Pankaja. JK, you have one more question or
Thank
what?
you.
Yes, yes, Gokul.
Yeah.
For all the viewers over here, I would like to add a few points over here about traveling inside India. This is a time where we were all in the epidemic of COVID-19. Once all this epidemic is over, let's travel a lot within India. And thanks to BASCOOL and Gokul, we got a wonderful opportunity to visit Meghalaya for the first time. And I would say Meghalaya is far better than any other trip anybody can even think over. And easily you can spend anywhere between 10 to 20 days easily in Northeast and explore the entire Northeast. And it's amazing. Meghalaya is at least Meghalaya you can spend at least a week to 10 days, and you won't get bored at all. And every region is something different. So I sincerely request every viewers to travel across India, particularly to the Northeast, and enjoy
Nice.
the Mother Nature.
Valid point. Thanks, JK. Sonia,
Thank you, Gokul.
anything to add?
Thank you for answering my questions, especially Gokul. I put you through a rapid fire.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, so
Um,
thank you for inspiring me to travel more. And I agree with you, JK. We need to explore our country.
you are on mute, Sonia. Sonia, you are on mute. Mute, mute. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you are good to
often
go.
where they say that Meghalaya or Northeast is the Scotland of India. I think we should stop saying that because India has its own beauty and it's more like a colonial hangover, saying it's the Scotland of India. So I think Meghalaya is Meghalaya and it's beautiful just as we call it.
Valid point. Yes,
Very true.
Meghalaya. The meaning is adobe of clouds. That itself
Clouds.
is enough. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody. So those who are on watching us live, if you still have any queries, please feel free to either WhatsApp us or put your query in the live stream chat window itself. We will answer all of those. So you can follow, like our Facebook page to get updates, or you could go to YouTube and subscribe our channel. We'll be coming up with more informational videos like this. So till then, everybody stay inside, stay safe.
Yes.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Gokul.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you,
thank you.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Gokul. Thank you for
Thank you
connecting
for
with us.
Yep.
adventures. Yeah. It was nice meeting everyone.
Yeah.
Same here.